夠。係阿瑩瑩都係靚女嚟㗎。哎呀，其實靚唔靚女有乜所謂啫，都係做嘢啫。
咪咯，你又唔係先，你又唔係又見到做，
唔係又唔係去健興，好撚仆街啊佢！
你去健興度做就關事啫，係咪先？索啲都
想讀下米奇啊嘛，跑得快過啲狗，哇！其實米奇都跑得好撚快喎，超撚快。
所以話成個台應該都邊個夠跑？
係啊，真係冇乜人夠阿米奇跑。你睇得住佢咧，好撚快咁跑喺前面咧，然後咧我喺後邊跑緊嘅喎，但我睇得住佢跑咧，我覺得自己好似喺原地行緊咁樣咯，屌下聲。
所以咧，我好難拍衝勁杯㗎，即係咧，我完全都唔知佢哋有邊啊，跑跑下。跑跑下突然間冇咩人嘅，
米奇好煩啊話你。米奇真係要學下啲術語。米奇好小氣，仲嬲緊。係啊，佢仲嬲緊啊！你哋咁樣玩佢，大佬。
我冇嬲過佢。
米奇把聲似方力申唔似啊？扮米奇聲聽下先。
大家好，歡迎到米奇。如果大家齊講，好對精靈。好嘢！
戇鳩啊！哇！好撚熱啊！
我係米妮啊！雖然大家繼續收聽《天氣報》，今日我哋出嚟四出巡邏啦。
我哋兜咗2個圈就走啦。好撚煩啊！米奇，
好似好唔願意咁咯，我哋。我哋勁不樂意咁做呢樣嘢咯，好似。
米奇頂唔撚緊啊！米奇應該未有女朋友，去健興冇所謂。米奇要俾利是，你俾咗利是佢先啦，俾咗利是佢先去啊！
抽夠數，咁我唔使出錢咯，係嘛？係咪？
我哋籌期俾你去，我幫你出1嚿水。
唔使。你車神啊？
揾個靚啲嘅，好冇？
你車神啊？車神有經驗啊？
係米奇靚仔嚟啊，米奇。車神有經驗，我仆街。
車神多啲經驗啊！
我哋去邊好？我哋兜嗰邊啦，好唔好？
哇！呢度咩料啊？前面落紅方。
把聲似曾志偉。
係啊，其實唔係得講㗎啦。
今晚打唔打機？今晚唔打咯。哇！嗰度好多。
救護車嚟㗎。前面應該係山谷㗎啦。
嗰度有一堆喺度。米奇已經有米嚟。
咩啊？
米奇真係好啦，米奇真係好乸煩。
我就咁講嘢㗎。
青頭會俾利是啊！青頭係邊個俾啊？邊個俾利是啊？
應該係叫嗰邊咯。
叫嗰邊，
即係唔係？
唔係，係俾你叫嗰邊。
係。俾撳鐘仔嗰邊。
俾撳鐘仔嗰邊。
係講得好聽啲啊！俾人撳鐘仔一個。咁佢接唔接係另一回事啊嘛！佢俾你撳鐘仔啫，唔等於接你嘅。
好好笑。我真係唔肯食啊，大佬。
唔好啦，咁多點踩喺度咧。
好中意米奇。
等啲上到去啊！
而家特登搞記者，係啊，你講得啱啊，特登係搞記者。
擺明啦，因為記者多過人啊嘛，可能會覺得。
根本全部都係記者。
係全民記者嘛，而家。
全部都係記者咯，冇啲乜嘢嘅係咪先？大家課金俾米奇叫雞，啱啊！
可以啊，咁就大家放多啲金啦。如果冇雞叫啊。
係啊，冇雞叫啊，好慘啊！
放多啲啊，大家。哇，2個男仔真係問呢啲咁嘅緣分嘢，有啲尷尬。
唔會啊！
你同我打過嚟問咯，下次。
過嚟問咩啊？
同花問咯。
問咩？我唔知問咩喎。
你大把嘢問啦。
問咯。
幾時有課金收？
剪完片係啊，剪完片啊。
你剪咩啊？係啊。
剪咗個蛋糕嗰條。
蛋糕就擺咗個 cam 繼續落啊。係嘛？佢擺低個 cam 一定繼續拍佢哋。
係啊，頭先我都係咁樣啊，我都費事收啊。
哦。我嗰時機都未開想話。阿蛋糕我唔使開嘛。
我哋行呢邊啊，呢度兜之後再兜翻過去後邊啦，就咁話啦。
車神已經唔知喺邊。
有人就揾佢得啦。
咁咧麻雀股咧就有啲，
收工啊！
見到有啲係即係衞生措施㗎。
前面放閃，叫雞要直播。你哋籌夠期俾佢直播，叫雞俾你睇。
我買隻雞啊！
嗰個屌鳩你！
有錢收啊，先有錢賺喎。
甲組出嚟嘅套 blog 嚟啊！ 今晚打機唔肯打啊！
係，大家有興趣打機嘅可以聽日揾我一齊打 LL 嘅，或者星期二。
用心口撞完人哋支 cam， 其實係啊，佢哋大晒噶嘛而家。
梗係啦，有支 C 9喺度咪大撚晒咯。
C 9
知唔知咩啊？
唔知。
佢嗰支新出，佢嗰支警棍啊，唔係新出嗰隻長嗰隻。
今晚唔打，今晚唔打。
佢哋叫 C 9㗎，唔知點解。
C 9
係啊，即係平時嚟敲會褪咗支啊。
米奇會喊係啊，米奇會喊啊！我哋兜多個圈先，兜個圈先。其實佢哋走鳩晒啊，應該換撚咗更佢哋。
我哭撚咗成晚啦，
哭撚咗，哭撚休息。我哋行多陣先，行多陣先。
我都想休息啊。
米奇隻腳應該，我哋揾日咧會一齊去捽一捽腳嘅。有冇邊間？我哋跛啦，大佬，我哋都。
唔好啊！但係你做嘢之前咧，如果按摩咧，第日冇力㗎。
咁我。
但係我哋以後都要做嘢，所以冇時間按摩啊。
唔係啊，真係要會唔會考慮同米奇一齊？唔會啊。
咩問題嚟㗎？即係大家都見大家單，即係你都幾好嘅，見到同阿兔仔都單身，咁問單
身就要喺埋一齊啊嘛。
係咯。咁如果係咁啊，你唔去福建要揾建興大廈揾大把單身喺嗰度。
嗰個叫咩啊？咩個個拍拖，唔通個個都想拍拖咩？係咯。喂，如果有嘅話就 PM 下地址啊，唔好咁撚貴喎，即係好窮啊！
最好就
觀眾開，觀眾開之後你幫我捽啊，我幫你捽啊。建興我睇下蛋哥有冇 VIP 卡啊？可能蛋哥又買開啲唔知咩套餐。我哋行呢邊。
蛋哥同我冇睇啊，跟住打死。
蛋哥有套餐。係啊，捽腳嗰啲咧。
全套我哋唔使全套服務嘅，半套得㗎啦。
全套。
半套 OK 㗎啦。massage。咁兔仔需要啲。
我唔使啊。我唔
幫我拉翻高啲個人係嘛？
第雀仔按摩，唔使腳底按摩，要雀仔咯。
雀仔按摩就蛋糕同車，蛋糕同車神需要啲。車神真係好需要啊！睇下個樣就知啦。
你好撚仆街，唔好成日話車神啦，其實你需要。我哋行埋呢邊先。
因為車神冇睇直播啦，唔好打鳩我啊！車神冇睇啦。
按完後數，我哋唔會咁樣嘅。
按完做啦後數，哇！唔識玩呢個做，完全唔知去邊度。
喂，你得閒多啲睇留言咧，有時我哋都喺度揾你啊。
去睇啊！但係你都冇揾過我。
冇啊，今日冇啊。有
啊，啲觀眾留言咯，係叫我西洋卓林。唔係呢度啊，去咩惠豐中心啊？跟住我話呢啲冇惠豐中心咯。西洋卓林梗係全面有啊。
是但啦，總之你跟住啲觀眾行冇死啊。
今日行咗健興咯。我唔識
行多啲觀眾教。
咪行咗健興咯。
胡卒，蛋哥收咗，係啊，蛋哥收咗啊。
收埋皮㗎啦。
今日收 man 都熟，唔知啊。麥花臣有 SS。
嚇？咁突然？麥花臣咪呢度直播？
麥花臣喺嗰邊啊，金雞嗰度啊。目前蛋只有3個記者直播嗎？夠啦，3個。
你需要幾多個喎？你想做 RTHK 嗰啲啊？得閒就北角啊，得閒銅鑼灣，得閒又唔知灣仔啊。
係啊，我哋做唔到啲
咁高級嘅直播喎。
啲太多人其實又係咯，夠啦。
因為其實我哋嘅即係你嘅觀眾數目有限啊，我哋做太多直播咧，只會大家一齊個 view 數拉低翻啦。
係咯，其實。而家嘅夠我覺得。
如果再多啲觀眾，即係譬如可能再多少少觀眾或者再多少少嘅人次去睇咧，我哋先會再考慮即係有第4個直播咯。
今日冇人被捕，暫時都未見到 IFC 有咩？
有，我見你影啫，兩隻男生帶住佢搞有人走嘛。
哦，嗰個係偷嘢㗎，屌！
我唔知，咁係咪被捕啊？我以為嗰個係添。
係被捕，但係嗰個係偷嘢，唔關事。點解咧？
有後數唔成功。
不如同嗰 pair 咁拖手行就冇可能，佢孭我行就得。
佢孭我就得。我而家係咁人落廣告喺度，大家可以繼續歡迎落嚟，即係一啲運動嘅飲品啊，或者一啲運動嘅衫啊、褲啊，或者相關嘅鞋襪都可以喺度賣廣告嘅。
賣廣告，相關嘅鞋襪。
即係同運動有關嘅，不論任何產品都可以㗎。我哋係無限歡迎㗎。只要你提供相關嘅產品咧，我哋就會幫你推銷㗎啦。
有啲咁嘅嘢咁樣，我都唔知啲咁嘅嘢嘅。
交我費嘅。
真係㗎？點解咪咁㗎？
知唔知咁多錢？因為都買廿幾30蚊。 跟住我發覺咧，不如自己揾人
咁啊，
咁啊最需要係嘢飲嘅，其他就唔重要嘅。
唔好蝦米奇，米奇蝦我
嚇？
通常都係米奇蝦我。
你點解俾咗包幫我啊？
淘汰金妹夠啦！我哋冇研究呢個金唔金妹牌嘅問題。我由開直播到而家都不停係見到呢幾個字啊！
咪過啊！
多人運動廣告，
多人運動廣告揾翻陸志祥啦！
哇！你好撚仆街啊！
揾到冇用㗎，我幫唔到啊！
即係我去緊啦，去緊。
我 sell 嘅力冇阿羅志祥咁大啊！
用你老母啊！關你撚事咩？黐撚！
一陣就封鎖嘅就可以。
係啊，呢部可以咯，但係 iPhone 唔得咯。
哦，
買晒嘢飲俾你哋，睇拔咗啦咁就。呢隻就 Samsung 可以咁樣咯，但係 iPhone 咧你一拔咧佢就會個鏡頭自己調翻轉㗎嘛。
我唔知啊，上次你拔嘅，跟住你拔完之後
米係啊，我投訴米奇
投訴我做咩？
阿輝，唉好撚煩啊！我唔係阿輝啊。
邊個叫阿輝嚟啊？
後個個都有蝦我啊！
佢真係成日認錯名嘅喎，即係求其就開直播睇話蛋糕，完全冇睇過上邊嗰個咩嘅喎。
是但啦，
我今日醒咗，今日打晒嘅，打足晒嘅。
蛋賣震蛋係嗰啲震蛋廣告啊，飛機杯廣告介紹俾阿蛋哥啊，揾阿蛋哥搞佢啲。
相關嘅色情用品都係揾蛋哥推銷啊嚇。
唔係揾蛋哥推銷啊！咁多人運動產品廣告，
蛋就做唔到啦。蛋有啲搞膠隻手啊，支針咪穿咗出嚟。
你見佢虧虧地個人。
係啊，見佢成日飲酒支搞唔掂啦，啲酒精上去就唔好啦。
聽唔聽到啊？
真係
俾阿蛋哥聽到仆街啊！
佢冇睇。
蛋哥你唔好睇啊！我會 cut 翻呢段片出嚟俾蛋哥睇嘅。
真係好狗啊！係咪花神就有 SS？
唔係拍拖啊！我哋而家係喺行 beat 啊！
行孖 beat 啊，識唔識㗎？和你 beat 啊嘛今日。
和你 beat 啊，係啊，和你 beat。
遲下咧，我哋應該就會搞翻個和你 search 㗎啦。
和你 search，
和你 stop and search 啊
！stop and search，
即係跟住啲
麥花臣喺前面。
即係跟住蛋哥就有人就會俾人 stop and search 㗎啦。
今日蛋哥俾人兇，
係咪？
佢哋啲態度好撚差咯。頭先嗰幾個速龍其實啲態度都真係算係好啊，認真。
係咪P2P 啊？
咩啊？
豆啊蛋哥係。
係啊，有啲唔知咩 CNT 定唔知 CRT 都睇唔撚到啲字屌。
因為反光啊我包。佢
出晒樣，我有戴口罩啊。
其實咧啲 POPO 咧成日串鳩我哋咧，將自己過膠。其實我想話佢個行動呼號都係自己過膠嘅咯。
過膠咪過膠咯，過膠唔得嘅咩？
呼號都係自己過膠，旁邊話我哋張證係過膠啫。佢用幾都得啦，話佢你自己過膠啫嘛。
屌你老味，下次就咁攞張紙出嚟，成張攞出嚟 A4 紙攞出嚟添嘛，我老味。
A4 size 唔到呢張記者證黐喺心口度嘅。
咪係我編張記者證喺件衫度。
日燙上，我哋應該前
燙上去。
燙啫，
係我哋燙張記者證喺件衫度。喺記者證啊，成件除俾你睇。
有個除衫啊上。後
麥花臣而家喺麥花臣啦，呢度好似係麥花臣啊。
背脊。係咪附近 SS 啊？
我係咪啊？七仔嗰度啊？我睇下七仔喺邊，七仔咪喺度咯。我而家喺麥花臣啊。
呢個出嚟試查。知唔知啊？我唔知喎。
你行過去睇下。
唔該晒。
紋上身唔紋上身啊！屌！
都冇得講紋身嘅。
唔知啊，佢叫我紋張記者證喺身度。
OK 喎呢個。咁我不如
用收唔係有 SS 咩？燙喺件衫度穩陣，可以燙到可以整多幾件啊嘛。
係咯，又冇係整唔同人啊嘛。
整唔同人。
即係我哋個台可以自己整翻張啊。
我哋咪喺麥花臣咯，但係喺邊度啊？知唔知？金雞呢度咪金雞咯。
我出翻鏡先啊！得閒幫飛咗個樣啊！試我哋，我唔知點解立場超勁喎，可以直接咧即時飛咗個幕嘅喎。
即係咩啊？
即係上次立場咪俾人 show 咗記者片出嚟嘅 ，show 咗身份證嘅。之後咧，跳嗰個位。
咁勁嘅咩？
係即時打一架仔喎，好勁喎我就。 如果我哋俾人送咗身份證嗰度，我要出街。
唔好食噶嘛，其實豬肉唔會咯。OK， 今晚唔打機咯，我啲木花神咯，呢度唔係木花神咩？
係啊！
哇，識飛啊！
都識飛啊！
行啦行啦行啦！
時間都少咗飛嚟揾你喎。我走在大馬路上，但是一直找借。
我買麥花臣咯，冇嘢喎呢度。
現在我們一起來這個叫
社轉，
轉右喺前邊。
中旅社喺呢度，嚟多次先。
哪路神街嘅中旅社係？
轉右有間七仔，中旅社轉
即係前面呢度。
係咪呢度啊？
中旅就七仔啊嘛，即係入邊咯應該。
你話呢度咪麥花臣咯，即係麥花臣又落。哦，後邊啊，哦好。
我唔知係咪啦，咁有七仔，有咩有七仔啦，有中旅社，咁我就估後邊啦。估嘅啫都係。白
立場接翻 office 電腦，我即刻整。哦，因為佢話立場，佢話係直接個畫面係翻 office 嘅，前面夾公仔。黑布街，黑布街係。
所以唔係，如果我哋俾人 show 身份證，我哋就用到呢樣嘢㗎。全世界都 cut 到台證啊！唉，最多我哋可以做嘅即時即係做鏡頭咯，明唔明啊？
咁做其他鏡頭咯，遮埋啲鏡頭。唉，冇計啊！呢啲冇辦法，你做得。
希望私隱專員公署係真係會主動調查啦，同埋
唔會啊，嘥氣啦。
佢話調查啊嘛會，佢有講話會調查嘅喎，之前新聞講過喎。
唔知嗰個係咪叫做何啟明啊？嗰個。七仔喺後邊，頭先七，唔知我哋七仔行過嚟都冇嘢喎，行過七仔都冇嘢喎，我哋七仔行過嚟嘅喎頭先。唔知啊，兜個圈咯，兜個圈又係有冇啦，係咪先？
可能放咗咧。
黑布街好似喺呢度。
呢度驗報廠街。
轉入去係咪啊？
唔知。
邊個高啲？我梗係米奇高啦，屌！
梗係唔係啊，仲睇高啲。放喺度就好高啲。
有諗法啊！邊度高啲？做乜撚嘢啊？
你曱甴啦！緊唔緊張？唔會查你㗎。
好快。
梗係啦，我都唔知幾快㗎。講嘢方面啊。我真係唔知喎。咁，
你哋我叫米奇講慢少少。過咗，但係唔見有喎。
我哋圍咗成個麥花臣都。
七仔，我哋又行咗啦。
如果我講嘢講慢啲咧，就會有好多咧呢啲咁嘅助語詞咧喺度出現㗎啦。
係啊，星哥嗰單嘢都冇咗下文，其實好多嘢都係冇咗下文。係啊，即係其實好多應該可以即時處理嘅嘢就冇處理到，然後啲唔即時處理嗰啲咧就即時處理咗佢哋。
即係點啊？香港地跟就下啦。車站咪抌撚咗嚟。
嚇！頭先我哋係喺七仔嗰個位行過嚟㗎嘛，你都見先。
見唔到啊？
咪係咯。
咁就
我都見唔到啊。哦，嗰邊有兩間七仔啦，呢度有間七仔啦，嗰邊間七仔都冇喎。
入邊嗰條街都唔見有啊！而家
嗰邊嗰間七仔又冇啦，呢度間七仔又冇啦。
可能已經走咗啦。That's the end of the stop and search。
拔冇。
嗱，有冇要拔？
米奇冇事啊！拍多夠開心，唔撚拍拖啊！屌！
而家 K 姑仲係將我哋拉落水，我咪應該行開啲咁。
嗱，我哋已經行咗個圈，行咗麥花臣，都唔見有嘢。
係啦，咁我哋就應該會收台㗎啦。哇！佢睇撚全部點影夠啊？
幾點啊？而家搭半咯，
得嘛？
係啊，搭半啦。你有飲嘢啊？
你買咯。
你咪飲嘢啊？請你飲嘢啊嘛。
你收個台先不如。
收個台先好啊。咁
今日就直播到此為止啊。
咁如果你嚟啊咁樣。
大家收睇蛋蛋俱樂部嘅直播啦，咁我同兔仔就即將收，咁希望大家繼續用PayMe 啦、PayPal 啦、轉數快啦、銀行過數啦，同埋現場現金嘅方式繼續支持 Facebook page 啦，就有專人回覆你㗎啦。咁希望大家可以 like 啦、share 啦，同埋 subscribe 我哋嘅 YouTube channel 啊。 咁我哋有啲精華片段就會放上 YouTube 㗎啦。係，多謝晒大家一直見，拜拜。
If you're still there, we think we still have it backwards. So I see you look. Yeah, I see in the video now. So we still have PAO on the line. Sorry for the confusion, but I think this much is clear. This morning, we moved cameras. We swapped the cameras that were connected to the encoder. What we want now, we're getting video from the free float camera through the encoder, so that's good. We're seeing it right now. What we need, just relaying here, is your lapel mic. That has to go through that new free float camera, so that your mic connects to the free float camera, and then that audio comes down through the encoder. Does that make sense?
That's the config it's in right now, and that's all perfect. That I guess I didn't initially make it clear is if I switch back to the normal cable and the normal camera, we're not dependent on a battery power on the camera. I just am worried that throughout this whole event, all of a sudden the battery's going to go out. I go back to the normal.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon to ground. Port complete with 4.012.
Benefit to this free flow camera
Copy
is
complete with 4.012.
Make it all the way into the Dragon, which I don't think we could do with the other cable. So my thought was, after we do all of the ingress PAO ceremony, when we're standing right in front of the hatch, we could have actual power to the camera. But it's really no big deal. What I'll do is I have got a couple batteries on standby, and I'll just make sure there's a fresh battery right before we start that PAO event.
Okay, Chris, sorry it took so long, but I'm 100% with you, and copy 100% on the battery concern. The word we're getting here is we would like to run it in the we copy all on the battery config. Great idea to have a few spares nearby, but it's going to last throughout the whole event.
Okay, copy all.
And Station Houston on 3 for Chris. With that out of the way, you have a go when able for your 1615 activity. Your go for steps 3 and 4 in 2.102 Crew Dragon ISS arrival.
Okay, 1615 activity inward.
Endeavour, Houston calling on hardline for a voice check. Endeavour, Houston calling via hardline for a voice check.
Loud and clear, how was?
Hey, Endeavour, Houston, we have you loud and clear on hardline. Great news.
Well, congrats. Sounds like we got it at least somewhat sorted out.
Affirmative, concur. We think we might have found it interference between C2 V2 system, but we're going to keep it here for now and proceed down the timeline.
Never copies.
Houston on 3. Hey, can you back me up on the PDT?
Will do. We're checking. Station Houston on 2. Chris, TPDT is good. You're good to continue.
Copy, thanks.
This is Mission Control. We have the inside of the International Space Station. What you were hearing before, the audio and video checks, just making sure that everything's synced up so that we get the best views and the best audio possible for when Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley come through that hatch. We're working towards the hatch opening now. You can see Chris Cassidy down the pressurized mating adapter. That hatch will open up to the international docking adapter. On the other side is the Dragon hatch. Cassidy working through those procedures after pressure equalization was complete. Now expecting around the order of 10 to 15 minutes maybe until we finally get that hatch open. So we'll stand by, keep those views coming from the inside of the International Space Station to welcome Bob and Doug aboard. This is Mission Control Houston. You're looking at the live view of the inside of the International Space Station Flight Control Room. Team led by Flight Director Scoville is working through the intricate process of making sure everything is ready to open the hatch and welcome Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley aboard the International Space Station. It's been a journey so far to get to this point. More than 2 hours ago, made contact and capture with the International Space Station was the Dragon vehicle, the Crew Dragon vehicle, with Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley aboard, 9:16 a.m. Central, 10:16 a.m. Eastern.
Dragon FM voice check. How do you read me? Counting. 1, 2, 1,
30-minute
1,
timer that
2,
you gave
2,
us a little
1,
bit
2,
earlier.
3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5.
Here, you go to come back on board.
In Dragon SpaceX, you were pretty broken in that previous call.
Here's some stations with the ground too. I don't hear Dragon.
I think you're being summoned by the Russian crew. In Dragon SpaceX, I was told to proceed with you. Can you please repeat your last?
Yeah, Anna, just wanted to double check with you to make sure you had copied our last and that we were still good on that estimated timer that you gave us for 30 minutes. It looks like we've got about 10 minutes left. So we'd like to pick up in section of 4.400.
Checking.
This is Mission Control. Curiosity opens the hatch to the International Docking Adapter, 11:37 a.m. Central Time. Station and Dragon flying together, 267 statute miles over the South Pacific. This is a view from the camera at the forward end of Dragon.
20 minutes until Dragon hatch opened, and the APAS hatch was just opened.
Again, 11:37 a.m. Central. The hatch to the International Docking Adapter was open. You see Chris Cassidy there poking his head in. Camera at the forward end of the Dragon. Now only one hatch separating Bob Behnken, Doug Hurley from Chris Cassidy, who you're seeing here from those Dragon views. Expected time to open that hatch is about minutes from now. We'll report that time to you and expect to do a welcome ceremony at 12:15 a.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. That'll welcome aboard the International Space Station as part of the Expedition 63 crew. We'll get to hear some words from them and have some VIPs here in Mission Control Houston to provide words to the teams that oversaw the entire mission and the crew aboard the International Space Station.
Station Houston, we copy the hatch open, no condensation, thanks.
Dragon SpaceX on Dragon to ground.
Dragon to ground. How us?
A little choppy. How me?
You are loud and clear. We'll put section 2 of 4 in work.
We copy all. Thank you. And please give Anatoly a call on Big Loop.
Okay, we'll call Anatoly on the Big Loop. 2 bottles of water consumed from location 9, bag 04.
Location 9, bag 204. And to confirm, that was for the waste system flush.
One for the waste system.
Chris Cassidy for moving that removing that A-Pass hatch docking interface.
Dragon, comm check on the big loop for Anatoly from Endeavour.
Dragon FM, voice check. How do you read me? Counting 121, 122, 123, 124, 125.
Anatoly, Endeavour has you loud and clear. How copy?
Copy, Houston. They have you loud and clear.
Good to hear your voice.
Dragon FM, how do you read me? Yeah, okay. See you soon. Turning over to Houston.
And all players from Houston, that completes the comm checks. Thank you.
Copy.
Okay.
This is Mission Control Houston. Those comm checks within the International Space Station between the Dragon crew, Chris Cassidy, and on the other side of the International Space Station, the Russian segment, Russian cosmonaut Anatoly Ivanishin completing those voice checks. You can see Cassidy continuing to outfit the hatch, just providing some padding and removing that docking target from the A-Pass hatch.
Thanks, Dragon. Go ahead and Dragon to ground.
So I copy that the waste system flush is in work and 2 more bags, 9, bag 204, and that includes the water used for the waste system flush. Is that all correct?
From bag 204, one of which Bob is in the process of coming, and the other will be for the waste flush. That is correct.
Perfectly. Do we have your permission to come back on board with video?
Negative. We're going to need about 2 minutes. We're just wrapping up ops here right now.
Copy. 2 more minutes. We will await your confirmation.
Thank you.
Still getting views from the infrared camera that's low center of the Dragon hatch, looking at Chris Cassidy, International Space Station Commander, outfitting that hatch, getting ready for Bob and Doug to arrive. You're hearing communications over Dragon to ground. That was Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley on the other side of that hatch. Inside, the crew finishing up their operations on the inside for that hatch opening. Expect 15 minutes. Again, it's been a process to get to this point. Just about 2.5 hours ago, International Space Station was Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley aboard the first commercial American vehicle to dock to the International Space Station with crew aboard. Again, we're expecting about 10 to 15 minutes to open up that hatch. One more hatch separating Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley from the inside of the International Space Station. Still looking at Cassidy doing some of the prep work for that hatch. We'll get some great views that Cassidy set up over the past few hours to capture this historic moment today. Be sure to stay tuned in at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. 1:15 p.m. East, we'll start a welcome ceremony officially welcoming Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley aboard the International Space Station to join the Expedition 63 crew.
SpaceX Dragon on Dragon to ground. Anna, you're clear to come on board.
Copy, clear to come on board, and thanks for your patience with the comm. We are in an orientation that's creating some blockage to receive your comm on Dragon to ground.
Yeah, we figured that was it. No problem. That's part of the deal.
Chris Cassidy giving a wave, eagerly awaiting Bob and Doug to come aboard. Just behind him, you see Anatoly Ivanishin and Ivan Wagner, Russian cosmonauts of Expedition 63 standing by. We'll be able to get some views from the Crew Dragon. We're in a short handover of those communications from the International Space, gaining them momentarily. Anatoly Ivanishin in the foreground there. Chris Cassidy continuing the prep work for opening up the hatch there. Again, the pressurized mating adapter hatch you see there in the foreground is open. The APAS hatch to the International Docking. One more, and that's the hatch of Dragon, the Crew Dragon vehicle.
Houston Station, space to ground 2. Station is ready for Dragon hatch equalization.
Station Houston copies. Dragon call ready when you're able.
Houston Dragon, go ahead.
And Dragon Houston, just looking to confirm that you're ready for hatch equalization.
We are ready as long as SpaceX is ready.
Okay, Station and Endeavour, stand by for equalization. We're putting it in work. Expected equalization time 4 minutes.
Station copy.
Endeavour copies.
This is Mission Control Houston. We're continuing to equalize of that last hatch. Behind that hatch is Bob Behnken and Dragon spacecraft. We are moments away from opening the hatch and welcoming them aboard the International Space Station. This is Mission Control Houston. If you're just tuning in, we are standing by for confirmation of the happening between the International Space Station and the Crew Dragon. There's the hatch to the Crew Dragon. Seeing Doug Hurley through the glass on the other side. And there's Bob Behnken. Still equalizing that pressure between the Crew Dragon and International Space Station, just moments away.
Dragon SpaceX on Big Loop. You are go for hatch opening per the decal, followed by the remaining actions in your procedure 4.400.
Dragon copies, go for hatch opening and steps in 4.400.
And with that, the hatch is open 12:02 p.m. Central Time, 1:02 p.m. Eastern. Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley opened the hatch to the International Space Station after launching from American soil. U.S. vehicle for the first time in 9 years, the first time ever for a commercially built spacecraft. If you're just tuning in, the hatches are open between Dragon and the International Space Station. International Space Station Commander Chris Cassidy now talking with Doug Hurley and Bob Behnken aboard the Crew Dragon Space. That hatch open at 12:02 p.m. Central, 1:02 p.m. Eastern.
SpaceX Dragon on the Big Loop. The hatch is open in 5.5, 4.40. Copy.
I copy. Hatch is open. Great to hear. Thanks.
And SpaceX Dragon in 5.9, we're going to exit out of 4.400 and transition to 2.102 Crew Dragon SS arrival through the hatch opening.
I copy. With that, I understand you are complete with 4.400 and will follow along with you as you transition to the ISS procedure.
This is Mission Control Houston. The crew of Demo 2 just performing a few closeout duties. The hatches are open. They were open 12:02 p.m. Central Time. We're moments away from the board Demo 2 to enter the International Space Station. It'll be the first time that Americans will International Space Station on a rocket launched from U.S. soil, built by an American company. The first time ever Americans will enter from a commercially built spacecraft.
Houston on Space Ground 2 for Chris. When you're able, we're just looking for a quick voice.
Station Space Ground 2, go ahead.
Chris, we were hoping we could voice check the mic just before starting the PAO event.
Okay, copy that.
Houston Dragon on the big loop, and step 6.1 of 2.102 IMV duct installation is complete. Go for IMV fan activation.
Houston copies, go for IMV fan activation, that's in work.
If you're just tuning in, you're getting a live look.
Station Houston on two things. Chris, we did hear you over the PAO side of things. That was a good voice check. We might ask you for one more. And then for the Dragon crew, you also have a go for 6.3. That's opening the location 23 and checking for debris.
Dragon copies 6-3 in work.
You're getting a live look. On the left of your screen is a look inside the Crew Dragon on the Demo 2 mission. On the right, the International Space Station.
Houston,
Bob Benkin.
Dragon on the big loop. We are ready for 6.4 and section 4 of the LIO instructions.
And Station, we copy. Dragon crew, you are go at 6.4.
In work.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're getting a live station losing video communication from the International Space Station. It will only be momentary. We'll see Bob Benkin and Doug Hurley enter the International Space Station. When they do, it'll be the first time that humans will enter through this hatch for the first time in 9 years.
Dragon, so we had to get had to load the procedure from my iPad and hand it in. It took a little longer.
We copy, Chris. Station Houston on 2 for Chris. Convenient PAO requests an additional voice check through the mic. And Chris, we're not hearing you in MCC. We are PAO, just stand by. Chris. PAO's working. Comm reconfig. I'll call you if we're ready for another check.
Houston and SpaceX Endeavour in 6.5 LIO cartridge is sealed and installed.
SpaceX copies.
For Chris, we wanted you to confirm that the mic is in channel 1. It needs to be in channel 1. A thought here is that it could have been bumped over to 2. And Chris, we see you trying. We're still not see. We're working on it. And Chris, nothing in MCC. We see you trying. The word here is that as long as that is in channel 1, any flat point are on our end, so we're looking into it. We'll be right back to you. Station Houston, another voice check through the mic. Station Houston, we have you loud and clear through the mic. Thank you.
SpaceX Dragon on the big loop in 7.1.
SpaceX here.
In 7.1, it appears that the AVV inner is open, as well as the PPRV ISO valve.
I copy that AVV inner Bravo appears to be open, as well as PPRV ISO valve.
Go ahead and cycle them to close if you're good with that call.
Yes, we are good with that call and appreciate the status. Thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston. If you're just tuning in, hatches were open at 12:02 p.m. Central Time. We are moments away from Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley entering the International Space Station. Again, this is Mission Control Houston, moments away from Bob and Doug entering the International Space Station. Shortly after they enter, we will conduct a welcome ceremony. There will be VIPs here in Mission Control Houston, Ficker 1.
Looks like they're all closed visually now. We are in 8.3 for both SpaceX and Houston. Duration is complete.
SpaceX copies. All valves appear closed visually now, and arrival configuration complete. Excellent to hear.
Houston copies. And with that, Endeavour, welcome to the International Space Station. Please come aboard.
Endeavour copies with pleasure. We'll be there in a second.
We have Bob Benkin from International Space Station. Followed by Doug Hurley.
And it's a great-looking photograph, so thanks for that. Stand by one. We'll call you when we're ready for the event in the next few seconds. Happy and grateful people making their way into MCC right now.
Demo 2 crew now aboard the International Space Station. They entered at 12:22 p.m. Central Time. The station at the time was 262 statute miles over Turkmenistan. Crew all gathered in front of the cameras at the Node 2 forward end of the International Space Station. Just behind them is the hatchway to the Crew Dragon on this Demo 2 mission. We're standing by for a welcome ceremony. We'll have VIPs here in Mission Control Houston ready to greet the crew.
And station, we're just about ready. Stand by. All right, station, it's Houston on Spaceground 2. Confirm that you are ready for the event.
Houston, this station, we are ready for the event.
Copy that. And sir, Administrator Bridenstine, welcome to MCC. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is the NASA Administrator. Can you hear me?
We hear you loud and clear, sir. Welcome to the space station.
Thank you, Chris. It's good to see you. And welcome to Bob and Doug. I will tell you, the whole world saw this mission, and we are so proud of everything you have done for our country and, in fact, to inspire the world.
We sure appreciate that, sir. It's obviously been our honor to be just a small part of this. We have to give credit to the Commercial Crew Program and, of course, NASA. It's great to get the United States back in the crewed launch business, and we're just really glad to be on board this magnificent complex.
Well, we have some VIPs, and I'm sure they have some questions that they'd like to ask you, but I have one of my own before and I just wanted to find out if you guys got any sleep on your way up there. The last day. I got 19 hours. Did you guys get any sleep?
Yeah, I think a lot of folks in Hawthorne were asking the same question, sir, but we did get probably a good 7 hours or so opportunity for sleep, and I did succeed at sleep, and Doug did as well. So the first night is always a little bit of a challenge, but the Dragon was a slick vehicle, and we had good airflow, and so we had a excellent evening, and just excited to be back in low Earth orbit again.
Amazing. Well, one of the people that is here with us today is Senator Ted Cruz, and of course he's a huge advocate of America's space, and he's been somebody who has helped us so much as we transition from one administration to the next administration. And the reason missions like this can have success is because of continuity of purpose. And Senator Ted Cruz was a leader on a bill called the NASA Transition Authorization Act. Because of that, we have had a lot of political support, and we're very grateful for his leadership. Would you like to say a few words?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the eyes of the world are upon you, and everyone is proud of you. All of America is watching you, and today and yesterday represent big, big days. We're looking at a decade since we've had American astronauts launched on an American ship from American soil. And I can tell you, I sat with my wife and kids in our living room watching on TV yesterday. I suspect we did what just about everyone watching did, including both of you, which is held our breath as it took off. And we're glad to see you've landed safely. We're glad to see you've docked. And so let me ask you, that Dragon is an amazing vehicle. How does she...
It flew just like it was supposed to. It was we had a couple opportunities to take it out for a spin, so to speak, once after we got into orbit last night, and again today about 20 minutes before we docked. And my compliments to the folks back at Hawthorne and SpaceX for how well it flew. It is exactly like the simulator, and we couldn't be happier about the performance of the vehicle.
What do you guys hope to accomplish in your time on the International Space Station?
Aboard the space station, of course, with the new spacecraft, we do hope to put her through her paces, and so the good ship Endeavour is going to get a lot of checkout over the next week or two here, and hopefully we'll be able to declare her operational, and Doug and I will be able to take some burden off of Chris and his crewmates, Ivan and Anatoly, so that we can keep the space station operating at its peak possibilities. So we're looking forward to and like I said, trying to keep space station as productive as.
As a country, we're in the midst of a tough week. We're seeing protests, we're seeing a lot of anger, we're seeing violence. And I have to say, this launch and y'all's docking is a powerful inspiration of what we can do when we come together, of the power of ingenuity. And so I guess you is since you have the opportunity to address, in particular, all the young people in America, what would you tell them in terms of what we can do when we can come together?
Just about exactly 9 years ago, we docked with Atlantis on STS-135, the last flight of the Space Shuttle program, a 30-year program. And folks at SpaceX, folks at NASA, the commercial crew program put their heads together and worked diligently year after year, working hard, and then 9 years later, American launch board, and this is just one effort that we can show for the ages in this dark time that we've had over the past several months to kind of inspire, especially the young people in the United States, to reach for these lofty goals and work hard and look what you can accomplish.
Thank you, gentlemen. God bless you.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. We have another very special guest here that represents the Johnson Space Center. And, of course, it's my good friend from the House of Representatives, Dr. Brian Babin. And I want to be clear, he also was a big part of the NASA Transition Authorization Act, which gave us the continuity of purpose to make this happen today. So, gentlemen, Dr. Brian Babin from the state of Texas.
Thank you. It's great to be with you guys. I was at the launch yesterday. I just want to say a huge congratulations. And, you know, there was a thunderstorm that blew in about 30 minutes or 45 minutes or so before liftoff. And it was in doubt there for a minute, but it was just an enormous achievement. I just want to say thank you for you guys. Really appreciate what you're America and the crew that's already been up there, Chris, and your two fellow Russians. To give you a great big thank you as well. I have a son and I want to thank you for your service there too, Chris. And also, I would like to just see what I know you said that the craft, the Dragon, handled very well, but I want to see how it compares with the space shuttle. If one of you would address that, I would appreciate it.
Well, thank you, sir. It's certainly a long endeavor for us and our namesake spacecraft. We're proud to have her on board the International Space Station after all that the teams around the country and across America have done to get us here today. As far as a comparison with the space shuttle, both Doug and I took a few minutes while we were accomplishing the approach and docking to, in our spare time, talk a little bit about it. We were surprised a little bit at how smooth things were off the pad. The space shuttle is a pretty rough ride, had rocket boosters. And our expectation was, as we continued with the flight into second stage, that things would basically get a lot smoother than the space shuttle did. Dragon was huffing and puffing all the way into orbit, and we driving or riding a Dragon all the way up. And so it was not quite the same ride, the smooth ride, as the space shuttle was up to MECO. A little bit less G's, but a little bit more alive is probably the best way I would describe it. Anything else, Doug?
No? Sounds good.
Bob, what is MECO?
Sorry, I have to apologize for actually using the term MECO. It's a little bit confusing between the space shuttle and the vehicle. So it's a main engine cutoff is what MECO stands for. Those happened at different times for the two vehicles. For the space shuttle, that was when you were all the way in orbit. That was just a little bit after 2 minutes. And then we had the single engine cutoff for seconds when we achieved orbit. So that time under the single engine, under Dragon, with one engine was more of an experience than the shuttle was for that 6.5 minutes or so that we were under that second stage motor.
I would just like to say, in fact, Doug, did you have something you wanted to add there? I met your mother and father yesterday, Doug, and great folks. They're very, very proud of their son.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Hopefully they know for parents, it can probably be pretty nerve-wracking for them to experience a launch. This was their third, so I'm glad everything went okay, and hopefully it was a good show. We haven't obviously heard or seen any video yet. Look forward to seeing the launch replayed sometime.
I can assure you that it was a great show. It was one of the treats of my lifetime, I would have to say, and many looking all across the country and even the world. And I can tell you, as Senator Cruz said, we've gone through some really, really rough times over the last few. And to have that successful launch, the public-private partnership between NASA and SpaceX, and you guys being so well-trained and having it go off without a hitch was a tremendous blessing for our country. And I can't tell you how many emails and communications I've gotten from people that who were so disturbed by what's been going on, transpired, the great news and the wonderful liftoff hitch. So I just want to say God bless both of you. Thank you so very much. Bless the rest of you folks up there as well. We thank our Russian partners. And thank you, Chris. Y'all are all in our prayers, and we're looking forward to you successfully complete your mission and back on safely on Earth. God bless.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and just so you guys are aware, the show was, in fact, the ratings on NASA TV beat everyone else. Not just some of them, it beat all of them, and that includes, just so everybody is aware, the whole world saw this. It trended #1 on Twitter. It was the one thing talked about on social media in general. This was an amazing moment, and it represents a transition in how we do space flight from the United States of America. NASA is not going to purchase, own, and operate rockets and capsules the way we used to. We're going to partner with commercial industry for access to low Earth orbit, and those partnerships are going to enable our providers to get customers that are not NASA and drive down our costs. And we're going to have numerous providers that are competing on cost and innovation and safety. And we're going to have more access to low Earth orbit than ever before. And this business model, now that it's been proven on commercial resupply of the International Space Station, now commercial crew to the International Space Station, this model is going to apply, and I know Senator Cruz has this near and dear to him. And, of course, when we go to the moon, it's going to be done because of the great people here at the Johnson Space Center and so many other centers across the United States of America. But when we go to the moon, we're going to land on the surface of the moon with commercial landers. And, of course, we're very proud of the payload services program being managed right here out of the Johnson Space Center as well, so that we can payloads to the surface of the moon. And all of this is leading up to an amazing day where we have humans living and working for long periods of time on the surface of the moon, but doing it with a purpose. And that purpose, of course, is to go to Mars, to explore more and be able to go further than ever before because of the public-private partnerships. We all know that if the government is creating the demand and the government is creating the supply, we will always be limited. But when we have partners that are interested in exploring commercially and doing the things that are necessary, to get capital investment, we're all going to end up better. So I want to just say the whole world saw this. This is a new era in human space flight, and we are so grateful for the service of not just our 2 astronauts that embarked on this mission, but the 100,000-plus people that participate in it in this mission, everything from the suppliers to the contractors to the NASA team, the SpaceX team. What an amazing day for our country and, in fact, for the world. I'm going to turn it over for a second to my deputy, Jim Morhard, who's been a great deputy at NASA.
Gentlemen, congratulations. You know, Jim's mentioned going to the moon. And yesterday and today, you've inspired the Artemis generation, which is our next generation. And that's what this is about. It's really bringing the children that we've got and our grandchildren forward so they'll be the ones that are going into deep space. This is the dawn of a new era. And we just thank you for being at the beginning. Thank you so much.
It was absolutely our pleasure, but it's just a huge team effort across the board from SpaceX to NASA that made this all happen. We were just the lucky guys fly the rocket yesterday.
I have a question for Chris Cassidy. You know, our crew here decided to 3 days late. You got to work them overtime, I presume, now to get them caught up on all the activities that they missed out on. Any plans for them?
Well, the day they missed out on was a good one for them to skip. It was Saturday house cleaning, but I took care of it for them. We'll catch up next weekend. But in all seriousness, we've got a few things to take care of tonight. Make sure we're all safe and we know the plan in case something's. And then we're looking forward to some operational stuff later in the month, Walks, and our efforts in these coming weeks will be in that effort. So we're all super excited to have 2 more crewmates to the Expedition 63 team.
Awesome. And of course, here in Houston, this is the home of the astronauts, and the Johnson Space Center is led by Mark Geyer, and I'm going to turn it over.
Thank you, Jim. Hey, it's great to see all of you there. Good to see you, Bob and Doug. I know we talked a few days ago. You look a little taller than I remember you. And but I also want to thank Anatoly and Iman and of course Chris for what you guys have been doing since you all arrived. And I know there's been a ton to do, and you've been really busy, and I appreciate that. So I also like this visual of our international partnership. We have had a tremendous partnership with Roscosmos, and we will continue to do so. But it is nice to see crew arrive from this side of the space station. So that was pretty cool after 9 years. I did have one question for Chris, though. What might you do to ensure that Bob and Doug stay longer? Do you have any strategy there?
Well, we'll slow down on the rate of which I'm eating food, and maybe we can stretch out our consumables a little bit. But that's a great question. We'll have to come up with some conniving scheme here in the next few days.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to greeting the 3 of you eventually back in Ellington after your work is complete. Thank you.
Has an amazing deputy, Vanessa Weiss, if you'd like to come and say a few words.
Thank you, Jim. Hi, guys. You look really good. I just want to say on behalf of everybody here, we just want to thank you. It was an amazing launch, and we love seeing the docking. You guys all look really good. Just thank you for all that you're doing, and we can't wait for you to return, but not too soon. Station wants you to get a lot of work done, so looking forward to all of that. But thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Vanessa. We appreciate that.
With us, Steve Jerzik, who is the Associate Administrator for the agency. For people who don't know what that is, that, of course, is the Chief Operating Officer of the agency. But he also ran the Flight Readiness Review for this mission. He did really an amazing job, and I can't say enough about his leadership at the agency. Steve, if you'd like to say a few words, ask a few questions.
Hey guys, it is just great to see the station. I can't tell you how when you guys opened the hatch. I mean, I've just been on edge ever since yesterday, and the weather cleared. I can't tell you how great it's been to see you on station. It has been a team effort. I felt like the last 2 years I've kind of been part of the team, working through issues. A heck of a year and a half with Demo 1. And the in-flight issues like parachutes and the escape system, and I just could not be more proud of the team for getting to this point. It's amazing, and you obviously have been part of that. I really appreciate you all showing up in Washington, D.C. at our reviews, and because the last thing we do at those reviews is look at you guys are the risk takers and make sure you're okay with where we are and where we're headed. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate your active participation in that. And I could not be more, like I said, more proud of the team. Congratulations, and it is awesome to see you guys on station.
Well, thank you, sir. We're just proud to be a part of the team that got to bring space flight back to the Florida coast. I appreciated the comment earlier that it was nice to see a vehicle come to the forward portion of the... Tell you what, that's the only way Doug and I know how to do it. So thanks to the team for providing it to happen our way. We appreciate that.
Just so you're aware, I'm being given the wrap signal. Doug, did you have something to say before we wrap it up here?
Oh, no, sir. We're just happy to be here. It's going to put us to work, and hopefully we will fit in and not mess too many things up.
I have no doubt that you guys are going to do amazing work. I just want you to know that the president came to the launch and the vice president came to the launch, about half the cab launch. We had members of Congress and members of the Senate from both sides of the aisle, and this was an amazing moment of unity for the nation. It was an amazing moment for the whole world to look up. In the midst of the coronavirus pandemic and some other challenges, we were able to have this very, very special moment where we could all look at the future and say that things are going to be brighter tomorrow than they are today. And you and the NASA team and the SpaceX team gave us that opportunity, and for that we are so, so grateful. I would also be remiss as the NASA administrator if I didn't promote what comes next. And of course, this is the beginning. We are now launching to low Earth orbit again, but we will be going to the moon. We will be going to the moon sustainably with commercial partners and international partners. We're going to use the resources of the moon to learn how to live and work for long periods of time. Ultimately, we're going to take all of that knowledge and we're going to go to Mars. And of course, this time when we go to the moon, we go with a very diverse, highly qualified astronaut corps that includes women, which is why we call the program Artemis, named after the twin sister of Apollo, and she in Greek, the goddess of the moon. This is the beginning. There is so much more to come, and I'm glad that our representatives of the Johnson Space Center are here because we're going to be asking them to fund this project. And what an amazing day that you guys have given us. So thank you from not just me and the people here, but from America and people all around the world. I'm more popular on Twitter than I've ever been, and it's because of you guys. Thank you.
To the crew on the International
Thank you to all
Space
of you.
Station.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Chris, we ask that you just hold your position for a few minutes. There's, of course, a number of photos we'd like to take. And then a quick note for those down here in the room. To Senator Cruz, Congressman Bobbin, Administrator Bridenstine, Director Geyer, and all of our distinguished visitors, thank you for your participation in today's historic event, and thank you for the leadership that has enabled it.
Station, this is Houston ER. Thank you. That concludes our event as we count down to 20 continued humans living and working on the International Space Station.
That concludes our coverage of the SpaceX Demo 2 mission in conjunction with NASA. On behalf of all the teams that participated in this mission, from Hawthorne to Houston to Mission Control to the Kennedy Space Center, this is Mission Control Houston.
唔好害人哋啲仔女啦。啲行徑有乜辛苦？日日打黑色衫，打黑色衫，你個後生仔。放心啦，啲行徑天生咁樣，日日爭取下交，爭取下交，又破壞香港。打全外，打全外，打議員，打議員，打女仔，打女仔，打死黑警，打爛呢個嘅死黑警，又唔做嘢，又唔讀書，死黑警，連我嘅唔中意，愛人嘅仔女。我大家全家仔女都啱，死黑警，我冇罪㗎，點解要搞我咧？黑警就係我哋仇人，黑警日日鬧事，黑警破壞香港法例，黑警破壞香港法例。黑警就係我哋仇人，黑警日日鬧警破壞香港法例，黑警破壞香港法例，香港法例，香港法例。